What is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. Last night, Monday Night Raw came to you guys from Uniondale, Long Island, just a few miles away from Sledgehammer TV studios, and it was in the fabled Nassau Coliseum, a place that I have been to for many, many fantastic events. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was not a fantastic event, and we are going to bring the hammer down like we always do right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Oh, right. Wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is the world's greatest tag team, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and my little buddy, my most trusted companion, and the world heavyweight champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's official Monday Night Raw review, and let's be honest, that's what we're all about. We bring the hammer down with truth, right? You want some truth? I'm going to give you a little bit of truth. Something you guys aren't used to hearing on this channel as of late. But I want to commend the WWE a little bit for last night's Monday Night Raw. I can definitely appreciate the fact that we are 6 weeks away from Money in the Bank, the next pay-per-view event brought to us by the WWE. And we have a lot of time to play with this and flesh out a decent card. But most importantly, last night, they actually began. It seems as if the WWE actually gives a shit about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Go figure! Holy shit, they care about something besides Roman Reigns? I don't think so. I don't think so. We're going to get into that in a second. Because, I want to, like I say, I want to give them credit for taking a few baby steps in the right direction. But I'm not a moron. And neither are you guys, especially if you're watching this show. I know you're an intelligent person and you understand the inner workings of wrestling and the way it's supposed to be. And the way it's supposed to be is not anything like what we are currently getting. And the fact, and the reason why I bring all that negativity into this is because, we had Monday Night Raw begin and end with qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank ladder match in the male division. We also had a women's qualifier nestled right in the middle of the show, and I can appreciate all of that. It made the show's structure at least feel like a real, path starting to form towards Money in the Bank. And like I said, there's plenty of time to play with shit. So we'll have to wait and see how things develop, right? But with the winners and the qualifiers that we got on tonight's Monday Night Raw. You watched the show, you already know. Braun Strowman was our first entrant. And in the main event, the triple threat qualifying matchup to get into the Money in the Bank featured Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and everybody's favorite punching bag, Roman Reigns. Everybody immediately was on the attack. Oh, here it is. Roman's going to win this thing. He's going to automatically qualify for Money in the Bank. He's going to get the Money in the Bank briefcase back. All of that makes perfect sense. All of that makes sense. But I want to enjoy for just this moment, even though it might only be 6 days, I want to enjoy the fact that as of right now, he's not in the Money in the Bank. Okay, so I know, like I said, I'm not a fucking idiot. I know that he's going to be in the Money in the Bank. He's going to find his way in thanks to Jinder Mahal, somebody else that we do not want to even see sniffing around ladders at the Money in the Bank. Never mind actually competing for a chance to rip that thing out of the sky. But we actually have Jinder Mahal to thank for tonight, as Roman Reigns would be defeated by Finn Balor. And now we have Braun Strowman and Finn Balor as your first official entrance on the Monday Night Raw side going into Money in the Bank. Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. I want to enjoy it. I know what's coming. You know what's coming. Next week, it's inevitable. Jinder Mahal, all fucking night long last night. What did he want? What was Jinder Mahal all about? He wants in the ladder match. He goes to Kurt Angle on multiple occasions. He keeps getting shot down. He keeps saying he's going to prove to Kurt that he deserves to be in there. He's got something against Roman Reigns being put in the Money in the Bank, just like all of us do. I can relate to him only on that point. And then he gets a match with Chad Gable, a rematch of something we've already seen 2 weeks ago, where obviously Gable is going to lose now. Jinder is going to get his win back, and he's going to impress Kurt Angle. But he didn't impress Kurt Angle enough for Kurt to be like, yeah, sure, you're in the Money in the Bank. So he wants to stick his big Punjabi panther face nose in the main event of Monday Night Raw last night. He costs Roman Reigns the match, much to everybody's delight. So Roman Reigns is inevitably going to face Jinder Mahal, most likely in a one-on-one situation like we've seen Braun and Kevin Owens tonight, and Roman Reigns will gain entry over Jinder Mahal. And the minute that he does, it is Roman in the Bank, like everybody is saying. It is not Monster in the Bank like I have up here, like I want to be saying, because as soon as he was entered in, I didn't even care that Finn Balor was put in at the end of the night. And if you want to take the Roman equation out of the situation, I'm pulling for Braun Strowman, you're pulling for Braun Strowman, the world's pulling for Braun Strowman. Braun! That's all anybody wants to see. He is going to be the most imposing and the most threatening Money in the Bank briefcase holder in the history of the company. You want first time ever? Here's the first time ever a man of such stature and a man of such power has inevitably gifted himself the Universal Championship at some point in the future. It would be fucking great. It would be fantastic. That's what the Money in the Bank is truly all about. It's supposed to be finding that guy like a Braun Strowman, like a Finn Balor, and giving them this Money in the Bank briefcase to elevate them to that next level main event status, because they're just below the surface. Finn Balor could use it more than anybody, but he'd need to turn heel in order to really get anybody on his side again. Babyface, boring Finn Balor just does nothing for anybody. Coming out in his leather jackets, little tighties on. When we've all already seen the demon, we know what's inside him, and that's what most people want to see. So come on. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolute ridiculousness that Roman Reigns would be given that Money in the Bank briefcase. If he's entered into this match, it's hard to talk about. It fries my brain. Because after 4 years of failure, they still don't get it. And they just won't let it go. And after losing to Brock Lesnar 3 times now, this is his only way in. He's been all over social media talking about it. They've been building it up as if it's going to happen. And Roman will be the Money in the Bank winner. And he will hold that briefcase high and get booed out of the building once again. And much like I said with Finn Balor, which is why we segued into Roman Reigns in the first place, the only way this works is if he turns heel. The minute he pulls down that briefcase, he starts acting like a cocky prick and stops giving a shit about the fans, telling us all to go stick it and get the hell out of his ring, get out of his yard, really own that evilness, that it's in there, it's within him, it's something that he possesses. And they won't let it out because they want him to be the big baby face. But the baby face is making everybody want to look away. It's making everybody not even want to watch Monday Night Raw. Even die-hard fans like me, I don't care about anything that's going on with Roman Reigns. At this point, it should be over and done, and it seems to be only just beginning. You can't tell me that if he's in that match, they're not going to give it to him. He's been on this downward spiral for so long, he has to start elevating up at some point, and it will be up that ladder and winning the briefcase, and then getting one over on Brock Lesnar at some point when he is in a weakened condition, which would make it even better for him to turn heel, because he knows he can't beat Brock. So maybe he gets to him after a triple threat match of some sort with Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe, where the Beast is just absolutely destroyed on the outside, and then Roman interjects himself and maybe pins one of the other guys and takes the belt from Brock without actually even pinning him. Or he could take advantage of Brock himself in that scenario and finally get to pin the Beast, and he will be the Universal Champion. If he doesn't do that and turn heel, and then maybe give him some friends like his cousins, the Usos, or possibly even the Authors of Pain, which is something that I talked about on this show months ago, when we were all talking about rumored call-ups. I immediately said the Authors of Pain with Roman Reigns would be a great heel faction. It would be something that would make him look like even more of a weasel, that he's not big enough and he's not such a big dog if he needs these two gigantic monsters to get the job done. It would get him over in that way. Or you want to do the Usos, you want to have the Samoan Mafia that I once pitched. You give him his real-life family, his blood. Let them do that Uso penitentiary thing. Let Roman feed off of that. And then you could bring up Nia Jax and get her away from this total divas bullshit and this be a bully, be a star nonsense, and let her be the vicious beast of a woman that she should be. Embrace her Samoan lineage. Be the female face of the Samoan Mafia. And there you go. There you go. Roman's over. Roman is over. Especially the minute, maybe a year after they run roughshod all over the place, maybe Roman is the guy that dissolves the group, and then you could turn him babyface and everybody will be happy about it. But right now, Roman ain't getting over unless you do one of those things. So, yes, I see the writing on the wall. I could see through your smoke and mirrors of keeping him out of contention. But the one big gap in the logic here is that Roman Reigns lost once again. So why would Kurt Angle give him another opportunity to get into this match? Because Jinder Mahal cost him the chance. He lost again, just like he lost to Brock over and over the last 3 weeks. And it's something that nobody wants to see. Something nobody wants to happen, and that's the inevitable way they're going to go. If they put Roman Reigns over Braun Strowman in that Money in the Bank ladder match, this company is truly lost, and it will never come back, and the Roman agenda has only just begun. It's been 4 years of a nightmare, and something has got to change. We all know what it is. We've been saying it ad nauseum, week after week after week. The heel turn needs to come, and all will be resolved with Roman Reigns. Those are my thoughts nonetheless, just overall, because that's the biggest story. That's the biggest overlying thing that's the talking point for Monday Night Raw last night. Just like everybody wanted to talk about how Backlash shouldn't have been main evented by a singles match that had nothing behind it. The only real meaning of it was to put Roman Reigns back on the winning track, only to have him come to Monday Night Raw and lose this triple threat match so that he could beat Jinder Mahal down the line. You think he's going to be cheered? He's not. Did you hear the reaction tonight in Long Island? I did. It's not going to be good no matter what you do until he sees the dark side and does the right thing. So, Raw from Long Island kicks off with Kurt Angle, right? He's talking about the Money in the Bank. Braun Strowman comes out. Kevin Owens come out. Both of these guys won in the match. Kevin Owens was fantastic on the mic. Braun Strowman, a little too scripted for my taste, but I don't give a shit because it's Braun Strowman. So let that be what it is. And Braun versus Kevin Owens was booked as the opening match of Monday Night Raw. And it was not bad. It was not bad. Although there was not one bone in my in my agitated body from the minute that show started that believed for 1 minute Kevin Owens was going to beat the Monster Among Men. Not that he's not capable. It's not that he's not capable, but it wouldn't make sense to have Braun Strowman not be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So, obviously, Kevin Owens is going to try to find his way in through to some other means, much like Roman Reigns, which wouldn't make sense if you're asking this guy, because once you lose, you should be out. That's it. There is no second chances. You tried to qualify, you lost, you're out. We got literally everybody on the roster claiming they're going to be winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, from Breezango to the Ascension. What the fuck are they doing talking about winning a Money in the Bank briefcase? Are you people serious? Do you really think any one of us is going to believe that? I don't get it. Maybe they were supposed to announce the tag team ladder match that they were supposedly going to plan for this year or have plans on, and these were promos for practice? Like, why? Why do you expect me to believe that? You got Mike Kanellis on YouTube. Mike Kanellis is putting him up. I'm not here to be mediocre. I'm not here to be the guy that was eliminated in the least time in the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm here to win Money in the Bank. You are not even part of the show, bro. Why are you talking like this? Is everybody drinking Vince McMahon's crazy juice in the back? Please send me a fucking suitcase of it so that I stop seeing logic when I'm watching the show and it stops making my head implode. Stops making my fucking blood boil. It's fucking ridiculous. Kevin Owens hit an absolutely beautiful frog splash in his matchup with Braun Strowman. Despite the losing effort, it was the one moment in the match where he had the best chance to gain the victory, although we all know that was not going to happen. The running power slam gets him the pinfall. Let me tell you something else about Braun Strowman before we move on to the next thing. That running shoulder tackle thing he does on the outside to whoever's around the perimeter of the ring, that is a fucking great spot. That is a great spot. That spot is so great that I don't think we should be seeing it every week. That's just my opinion. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's tremendously over with the crowd, but I feel like that's something he should save for big-time matches versus big-time opponents. Although Kevin Owens sold the shit out of it, to see a man his size being flipped around just based off of the sheer momentum of Braun Strowman ripping through him like a locomotive train. That's what he looks like going around the ring. A fucking locomotive train. Braun Strowman. Fucking fantastic spot. I just think they should kind of calm it down. He does it like 2 or 3 times in the match now, and now we've seen it every single week. Let's save that. Let's not get bored of it so quickly. It's not going to be special if we keep seeing it on and on and on, over and over and over, time after time, every week. After this, we had Roman in a backstage interview talking about the conspiracy and all the bullshit. The boos rained down from the Long Island crowd. Nobody gave a shit. Neither did you. Neither did I. On we go. After that, we had Bayley and Breezango, like I said, talking shit with their cell phone promos. Oh, we're going to win Money in the Bank. No, you're not. Move along. Goldust. Fantastic. Goldust wants in on the Money in the Bank briefcase. Can you imagine that? A fucking 20-year veteran wants to have one last run. Why not go with that? It would be pretty interesting if you ask me. Goldust is a fine talent. But what do we get? We get Jinder Mahal, and this is where this whole nonsense begins. Jinder Mahal wants to just be placed in the Money in the Bank match. Kurt's like, we earn our spots around here. And instead of the logical thing, which would have been to put Goldust versus Jinder Mahal in a match and then, determine that whoever wins that match can be in a qualifying match at a later date or on next week's show or whatever. Instead of doing that, he books Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable. Are you fucking kidding me? A match we seen, like I said, 2 weeks ago. We all already knew how it was going to end. Next, please. I had no interest in it. That is the biggest bathroom break match I have ever seen booked in my life. And then you guys, this might have been your favorite part of Monday Night Raw because they did something that they've never done before. It was 100% truly original. I think the person that came up with this segment on this night should be promoted to head writer because he's clearly got a better understanding of what the people want to see. And to bring something out that we haven't seen since last week, and the week before, and the week before, we got a 6-man tag. Can you sense the sarcasm in my voice? Did you see what was coming? That was all bullshit, because there is nobody on that roster that needs to be promoted to anything. They all need to be immediately deleted. Delete the entire creative team. It was fucking garbage. That whole team is garbage. You want to book a 6-man tag? I told you guys that it was advertised for the Long Island show. Just 2 weeks ago, they advertised the match we seen last week, the boring, trashly Braun Strowman 6-man tag, to be on this show that we saw last night. So, instead of just scrapping the entire 6-man, we're just going to put pieces that nobody wants to see. Baron Corbin? Are you excited to see Baron Corbin teaming with the Revival? Just a random pairing of a trio? No explanation behind it. Nothing more to it. Just Baron Corbin and the Revival. Versus Titus Worldwide. Why they were on this show, again, I don't know. The WWE just feels the need to have Titus on every fucking show. When if anybody needs a break from TV after looking like the biggest jackass of all time, as funny as it is, why don't you take a few weeks off, bro? Stop trying to own it so hard, because you're cringe. Your whole act, your whole team, your whole everything is just cringe. And I can't stand it. And who is his partner? Bump, 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 bump. Are you fucking serious? Coming out with the conga jerk-offs, right? Dun, 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 dun. Did you give a shit about this? No way. Jose, did you care about this 6-man tag at all? No way. Jose, get the fuck out of here. Another 6-man tag. Useless. Absolutely useless. All for, no way, Jose, to get pinned after being hit with an end of days by Baron Corbin. The only silver lining in this whole 6-man tag is not the fact that I got my groove on and we're getting to get the shoulders bumping on this episode. It's the Revival actually got a win, which is like a fucking miracle in itself. I don't even remember the last time the Revival got a win. It might be back in the days when they were in NXT, for all I know. So good for them. They got a win through Baron Corbin. Somebody else from NXT. Great. Fantastic. You guys did a great job. You beat a nobody who was teamed with a couple of nobodies. Bunch of dancing jerk-offs. That's all they were. No way, Jose. Did I care? No way. Next, please. Get the fuck out of here. Thankfully, the triple threat women's qualifier was not that bad. It was actually very good, in my opinion. The dynamic between Ember Moon and Sasha Banks, I would want to see that match. That would be a fantastic feud. There is so much potential in the women's division. But what they want to do is they want to put Ruby Riott in this matchup, and I don't mind. I've told you guys on many occasions, and she proved it last night on Raw in this triple threat match, which was actually pretty decent. Ruby Riott can hang with the big dogs. She's a compelling character. She's a talented wrestler in the ring. What she doesn't need is Little Miss Trenchmouth, Liv Morgan, and Lady Strowman, Girl Braun, Sarah Logan, to be her teammates and bring her down. And to do this same old tired faction bullshit. This is not the only way you need to use a faction. Why couldn't Ruby at the ramp be like, listen, Trench, Stro Girl, back up. I got this. This is my shot. I could get a chance at the Money in the Bank briefcase. Don't fuck this up for me. Get out of here. That's what I would have done. You want to start a riot? You could have started a fucking riot with that. I would have absolutely loved it. It would have been fantastic. But they didn't do that. We got the same old tired-ass ending given to a match that deserved more than that. The fucking Riot Squad had to put their 2 cents in here and there, try to cost Sasha the match with a distraction here and there. But in the end, it didn't matter. Because as Sasha Banks had Ruby Riott locked up in the middle of the ring and was apparently going for the bank statement, out of the sky like a flaming meteor came Ember Moon, and she nailed the both of them simultaneously with an absolutely beautiful eclipse and would pick up the win. Ember Moon, deservedly so, placed as the first entrant for the women in the field of 8 that will be going on into the Money in the Bank ladder match for the ladies, and it's going to be fucking great. We are going to most likely see Asuka earn her way into this match, and now we have the potential of Asuka and Ember Moon with some ladders to play with, going up trying to pull the belt out of the sky. You see, it got me so excited I can't even speak about it. Oh my god. Fucking ridiculous, you guys. That would be the feud of the year if they wanted to go through that. But we need to watch Nia Jax be bullied by a 5-foot midget, and then we gotta see Ronda Rousey come in and no, that's what they want to focus on. The return to that Divas, entertainment bullshit era for the women is on the horizon. But we have Ember Moon, thankfully, as my fucking idiot dog is howling like a wolf, appropriately, as we're talking about Ember Moon. If you heard that, I'm sure you did. Fantastic. Fantastic that Ember Moon is going to be in this match. I'm totally looking forward to seeing who else is going to be placed. I'm just very happy that they did not just announce 8 people and that they're actually going to make people earn their spot. We got 6 weeks, like I said, and if this is the way we're kicking it off, it might not actually be that bad by the time we get to Money in the Bank. But let's not cross our fingers and hold out hope just yet, because immediately following this fantastic women's match, let's talk about the one negative thing that I almost forgot to mention in my rush to get through this since we were so late with it. Sasha Banks in this match. Towards the end, like I said, the Riot Squad were trying to get at her. And Bayley came out for the save. Are you serious? Are they really scrapping this? Sacrificing it once again just for the sake of getting the Riot Squad over the way they were doing to Sasha and Bayley when we had Absolution around? Are you kidding me? The tension and the whole storyline has been being laid out before us over the last few months. It feels somewhat organic, but they keep starting and stopping it, and starting it and stopping it. And if you're going to stop it, then let's just stop it. You got Ruby Riott and the girls now. What, do you feel like you got too many heel girls around? So you're going to keep Sasha and Bayley as friends when they're the best thing that you got going on Monday Night Raw right now for the women, outside of Ember Moon doing whatever she's doing. Literally, whatever she does is great because she's fucking awesome. But no, that's not what the WWE wants to focus on. Although tonight she got the win, I'm very, very hopeful she will be the contract winner. I think Asuka will be the one to maybe get in her way. If anybody, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But this whole thing only leads me to more disappointment because we had, and I have to struggle here to not go across the line because you see I'm fired up as it is. But we got this fucking promo with Bobby Lashley. Boring Trashly, as we call him on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Are you serious? I don't want to see Bobby Lashley on my TV. Okay? Not in a wrestling capacity. Not in an MMA match. Not as the host of some new show. Not driving his car or doing commercials for Right God Sports Stick. I don't give a shit what they got in store for Bobby Lashley. I cannot wait already for his contract to expire. He is the king of no charisma. The king of the crickets, I called him. Because that's all you hear when Bobby Lashley is around. Crickets in the arena because nobody gives a shit. You were nothing after your first run. You were a failure of a WWE superstar. I don't give a shit that you were the ECW champion. That version of ECW meant nothing. So that means you were nothing. Your biggest claim to fame was being in a WrestleMania match, Battle of the Billionaires, to shave Vince McMahon's head bald. Congratulations. Congratulations. The guy just looks like a robot. He has zero emotion in his face. He wants to sit there with Renee Young. She wants to play Barbara Walters, right? We're going to get in deep. We're going to get in deep with the trash man, Bobby Trashley. No. He wants to sit there in his Sami Zayn hat, right? He wants to steal Sami's hat. He's wearing one of them little fedoras. He's got no emotion on his face. And he wants to tell us about his family. You want to give me fucking stories about my sister Jessie and my sister Frances and my sister whoever. I don't even know if the names are right. I don't care. Because if you think I care even this much about Bobby Lashley's upbringing, his military record, his past accomplishments, his being bullied by his older sisters, how much of a puss are you if you're getting bullied by your older sisters? I'm sorry. It didn't make him more appealing. Didn't make me relate to boring Trashley. It just made me want to throw up my dinner because the desperation for us to connect with this man on some level, it's not there because he's got no soul in his eyes. When have you seen a man that looked the way Bobby Lashley does, chiseled out of granite, seemingly with all the physical potential in the world, just have absolutely nothing going on upstairs? Maybe the last time we've seen something like that, I could say maybe, is Sid Vicious. Good old Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, whichever name you want to call him by. He was just as big, impressive, physical specimen. But when you looked in his eyes, it looked like he wasn't home. That's Bobby Boring Trashley Lashley. I don't give two shits about his sister and getting pies in the face or pants. Or I don't even remember what he was talking about. I blocked it out of my brain immediately when it was over because it was absolutely unnecessary bullshit. I seen some people on Twitter saying that this is a troll. Bobby Lashley's trolling everybody and he's going to turn heel eventually at some point. If that is the case, what the fuck do his sisters have anything to do with his heel turn? Oh, I'm a big boy now. I'm a big boy. I'm not scared of no sisters. I'm going to be mean now. No, absolutely not. Next, please. The next matchup was Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable. I got a little crazy on that. We're going to have to take a little swig of a little bit of seltzer water here. Poland Spring, by the way, makes some flavored waters, and they're very nice. And I got this one. These were $2 for $1. Look at the size of this thing. It's twice the size of my head. 50 cents, bro. Cheers. Ugh. Feels good going down. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn apparently reconciled, and this is another thing like Sasha and Bayley, like every week. They're friends, and then they're not friends, and then they're friends, and then they're not friends. And while it is interesting, and both of these guys are fucking gold in doing what they're doing right now, just do it or don't. That's it. Break them away or leave them a team. Enough with the teasing. This on-again, off-again friendship stuff is just killing me, you guys. I don't care. I don't care. How can you ever trust anybody who keeps putting their nose in your business, costing you matchups, smacking you in the face, and then you want to go tomorrow and be like, no, dude, I'm sorry, I was just a little crazy. I'm like, no, bro, get the fuck out of my house. You can't play my Switch now. You smacked me in the face. I'm not going to let you play God of War with me. Get out. But apparently Kevin Owens don't give a shit. Maybe because Sammy's his only friend, he forgives him all his transgressions. What the hell do I know? They just need to pick a path and go with it. Mahal and Gable, who cares? We already covered that a little bit earlier. Zack Ryder's backstage. Who gave a shit? Long Island didn't give a shit. The Long Island IZ was there. He had a dark match with another Long Island guy, Kurt Hawkins. Who gave a shit? This match wasn't during the show. This was after the show. I happened to see it on Twitter. Nobody gave a shit about the match. Nobody gave a shit about them, really. They didn't get that much of that hometown pop as much as you would expect. Zack Ryder's not really been doing much of anything. Then we would have Slater and Rhino in the ring, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go through any more of this. And then Drew McIntyre's music hit. And I finally got a little bit excited because we're going to get to see Drew and Dolph. And I was looking forward to their first in-ring encounter, and they did not really disappoint. This was not a great match, but this was a great thing for their team. They just came out and absolutely laid waste to Slater and Rhino. And that Claymore zigzag combo is absolutely fantastic. It is one of the most breathtaking tag team maneuvers I have ever seen, predicated on perfect timing, and thus far they have not missed a beat. They are going to be a great team, and I do not want them to break them up at all. I think they should have simultaneously a tag team run with 2 singles runs, 1 for each man respectively. They are that good. And that's how much I would deal with it. It just seems to be working perfectly. That Shawn Michaels and Diesel versus the World thing kind of will work here. Just in the presentation. What doesn't work is the entrance theme. There's always got to be a reason for me to bang this fucking hammer, doesn't it? Even when I love something. Like Ziggler and McIntyre, they need a team name. And if they want to just be The Show, then why not just call them The Show? I guess they're reluctant to do that because of coming back. But I think that would be a great name for them. They are The Show. And this match was what it was. It was a vehicle to get them over and get them in the right path. And I loved it. It was an easy victory. The entrance team sucks. And I think they need to really fine-tune that. You can't go from Drew McIntyre's awesome song to that screech and then Dolph Ziggler's tired old, same old shit from 10 years ago theme song. It just doesn't work. Much like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt's doesn't work. It's the same thing. It's like they don't want to pay CFO to do any more musical themes for them. We're just going to play mashup with everything. And it doesn't work. It actually brings it down a little bit for me. And why not, instead of having Michael Cole sit there and go, the Claymore Zigzag combo, why not give the move a name? I suggested directly to Ziggy and Mac themselves, why not call it the Zagmore? That'd be a fucking great name. The Zagmore! Boom! You ain't getting up from that, bitches. I love it. What I didn't love was the next match. Elias versus Bobby Roode. Again. Coming as a rematch following the throat injury to Bobby Roode. I feel like I have a throat fucking injury. I'm going so hard on Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm forgetting we got to do SmackDown Live in just 4 hours. I got to calm down. But I can't calm down because of matches like this. Elias versus Bobby Roode. The 3rd time we're seeing this in almost as many weeks. A rematch just for the no contest decision that happened. And nobody cares. Nobody cared about this match. It did nothing for Elias. It gave Bobby Roode a win out of nowhere. And then he gives this cringeworthy post-match interview when all Bobby Roode, just like Finn Balor and just like Roman Reigns needs to do, and Randy Orton as well, turn heel or go away. Nobody cares about your Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff vibe. Nobody gives a shit about your theme song anymore. You are inglorious, bro. You are an inglorious bastard. So bring that bastard back to the WWE, and then again, you will be glorious. Until then, turn heel or go home. That's my new hashtag. I've been putting it up all over Twitter. I've been throwing it at Roman Reigns for 2 days. He hasn't said anything to me. He hasn't blocked me yet. So far, so good. Honestly, what I would have done is I would have had Elias win this match and move on to the qualifier, which would have continued to have Bobby Roode getting frustrated in his losing efforts, maybe seeing that this new philosophy of his, this good, glorious Bobby Roode, is not really doing what he needs it to do, and he keeps coming up short, and then the heel turn would come in a couple of weeks, or maybe even at Money in the Bank. Who knows? That's what I would have done, but that's not what is going to happen here. Bobby Roode gets his vengeance on Elias. It means nothing, except it's giving him momentum and is allowing him to ask Kurt Angle to put him in a qualifier, so we'll have to see what's going on. Probably the simultaneous best and worst moment of the night, Seth Rollins comes out. He gives props to The Miz because he knows it takes two to tango, and he gives The Miz the respect he deserves, just like we gave to him on Sunday night as well, because he doesn't get enough of it. And when he has what could be considered by some people match of the year, but calm down, Corey Graves, because it's not the match of the year, no matter how hard you want to scream it. It was a great match. It was nowhere near match of the year. Go ask Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas about that one. All right, go ask them about that. But Rollins wants to be a fighting champion. He doesn't want to be The Miz. The Miz taught him about how not to be a champion. So he wants to instill the open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm a little bit divided on this. I'm not sure if I like that for the Intercontinental Championship, just because of the way we view it and how much prestige and how high we hold it in our regards. And to just give a chance to anybody leaves opportunities for jerk-offs like Mojo Rawley to come out here and ruin the show. But it could also be a vehicle for other challengers as well. Had it been maybe a Chad Gable come out and accept that challenge and bring Seth Rollins to a great match, you know, these kind of things can happen in the future if they want to stick with this as an actual thing and not do what they did last time when AJ did it and do it once and then just call it a day because we got other things to do with Seth Rollins. I hope that's not what we're doing here. Thank God Mojo Rawley didn't really take the Intercontinental Championship. I had no reason to believe that he would. This match was just a showcase in how great Seth Rollins is at CrossFit, because Mojo added nothing to this. He is exactly everything that you thought he was, which is nothing. Mojo Rawley sucks. And he needs, again, to go away. Here's a case of a guy that actually turned heel, and it changed nothing. He's just as boring and just as cringe now as a heel as he was as an overhyped, jumping around monkey boy babyface. And the whole exchange between Monday Night Rawley, Monday Night Rollins, we talked about that shit weeks ago when I seen him say it on social media. He will never be Monday Night Rawley. Alright? And he proved that last night as he went down very easily to Seth Rollins in the IC title Open Challenge. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are a lost cause right now. Instead of fighting Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, they should be joining them. They shouldn't be being deleted. They should be being brought to the compound, dipped into the lake of reincarnation, and reinvigorating themselves in the Woken universe. That's what should be the end result, even in just this encounter. If this match leads to that happening because Dallas and Axel are leaderless, and I think that is the only real way to go with them. I think it would work. I think it would be entertaining. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt with a double Sister Abigail, which looked good. It was better than all the other finishers they've come up with just now for the last few weeks. I did like the way it looked. Very easy win for the champs. Nothing here, though. Absolutely nothing here. Then we had the triple threat main event for a shot to be entered into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns. We talked in and out about this. You guys know the deal. Braun Strowman came out with the win here in what was not really a snoozer, but it wasn't the greatest triple threat you ever seen. But I did enjoy it when it was Sami and Finn. I hated the fact that Jinder Mahal came out and stuck his nose in there. I was glad that Roman didn't win, don't get me wrong. But the way that it went down and the way it went about, you'd have to be a blind monkey in a friggin' sealed off cage in a zoo, maybe held down deep in the bowels of a building somewhere with no access to light and water and internet, to not see what is coming based off of Jinder's involvement. Roman will be inserted into the Money in the Bank. But until then, because as of right now, like we said at the top of this thing, he's not. We could be happy about that just for a few days. all in all, the show, in and of itself, wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as Backlash, and I can appreciate them taking steps to build towards something that's so far away, because maybe things just might start to get interesting. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry again that we were late. You know, technical difficulties really fucking suck, and personal issues suck even worse. And I had a couple of those things pop up last night. I actually had this review half recorded and my computer crapped out on me, and then I had something happen to me that nobody can really... Not that you can't know about it, but it's not really anybody's business, so don't worry about it. All you need to know is that it's taken care of and everything is okay as of today. And we will be back tonight for our review of SmackDown Live. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of last night's events in this studio, and everything will be a-okay. Don't forget, if you are just joining us and you have made it all the way to 45 minutes through one of the most entertaining and knowledgeable and greatest Raw reviews you've ever seen or heard, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Smash that thumbs up. Hit it in the balls. Shinsuke Nakamura style. Make sure he feels it and that it hurts. And then you could share this video with all your wrestling buddies. Everybody that you know that watches Raw that needs to know the deal. Make sure they get their eyes on Sledgehammer TV and that they're watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. To all of my audio listening friends out there, thank you for joining us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, whichever platform you choose. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Like and follow us on Podbean and Stitcher Radio will be much appreciated. We need to try to build this thing up more and more every day. But most importantly, if you are specifically listening, get on YouTube right now. YouTube.com/Sledgehammer TV is the place to be for your reviews of Raw and SmackDown and all of your pro wrestling news. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've always got something on the brim of my hat, and it's coming at you as soon as I can get it off this fucking laptop and on that internet. Thank you guys so much once again for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is my Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder. He is accompanied by the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you in just 3 hours for SmackDown Live's review right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you later tonight.